Okay, so welcome to another Team Clueless Battle Report. We're playing Dropzone Commander again, and as you can see, we've still got bugs for buildings. We are working on it, I swear. So in this mission, there are 5 focal points. We've gone for 3 buildings and 2 hills, and the winner will be the person that controls or is within 6 inches of the most focal points at the end of the game, and ties will go down to kill points. So I am playing with my post-human republic again. So you can see I've started expanding them already. I can't seem to stop buying miniatures.
It's a habit.
So we have a command squad at the back here, which has got a Zeus with a councillor on board, which is a 2nd level commander, and an Odin, which is an anti-tank walker, and they're in that Neptune. I've got a battle squad of Phoboses, which are my anti-air unit, and they're in that Neptune. I've got 2 squads of Immortals in Junos, and they're in that Neptune. I've got got this squad of Scouts, and they're going to be flying around in this Triton, which has got stealth missiles. I've got a heavy pantheon of 2 Enyos, so they're my dedicated building destroyers. Ho ho. And they're going to be walking on the board edge. And then I have an air wing of my Athena. Chris, tell us about your UCM.
Yes, I've got my UCM army, and if you notice the aluminium case. Yes, I've got the lot. Sadly, I went mad and brought the mega army, so
I will be shortly.
It's only it's an awesome case, by the way. Anyone who is interested.
But your army is looking unpainted still.
What have you been up to? These are all, in actual fact, different miniatures from last time.
Oh, okay.
not that the other ones are painted either, but that's not the point right now. I will get round to it. I've just been gluing things. So I've obviously got a Kodiak in command. Going to be dropping some orbital bombardments on people. That is a Falcon. It's not, but it is for the game purposes. So that'll be zipping around tearing up some tanks with a bit of Gatling gun fire. I've got 3 Condors that are carrying a squad of Rapiers for some anti-air defence, a squad of Sabres for some blowing things up, and Paul's favourite unit, 2 Bears, which are indestructible in his world, and 6 stands of infantry, 3 apiece. My air wing is bigger than Paul's because it's got 2 Archangel Interceptors and a Seraphim Bomber. So we're going to be trying out the fast mover rules in this game is basically where we're going for. And my commander is also a lieutenant, so the same grade as Paul's. Let's see how it rolls. Okay, it's end of turn 1. I won the initiative roll and chose to go second. Not that it really matters so much in the first turn because, as is quite typical, things have just moved up. My command squadron, my battle group, which is the Zeus and the Falcon, have moved up into here to start getting some line of sight on things. This Condor came in, spilled out 2 Bears, which then moved up to this building but haven't unloaded troops yet. And my other 2 Condors, this one is carrying the Rapier group, this one is carrying the Sabre group, have gone to start claiming ground in the middle, but they haven't unloaded anyone yet because I just couldn't get enough movement. Over here, Paul has sent his dodgy little scouts forward, but they're not unloaded yet either.
That's my command Neptune.
That's the command
Neptune. The Zeus and the Odin on board.
The Zeus and the Odin are in there, but obviously they're staying within air at the moment.
It's out in the open. Is that wise?
This has landed, but hasn't disgorged anything. This one has disgorged its Phoboses because Paul's, for some reason, remarkably paranoid about me shooting him with lots of flyers. And the 2 Siege Walkers stumbled onto the back and shot at this building, doing 4 damage points to it already. He seems to suspect that I'll possibly have that building. I don't know why. And that's the state of play at the end of turn 1. We'll move on to turn 2 now.
Okay, so we've had turn 2. What happened this turn? My Januses have disembarked from their Pegasus, and my Juno tanks have driven up to the walls. Chris's infantry have already made it all the way over to here. So what happened was he disembarked from his Bears, which I can't see.
Yep, that's it.
And then he played a card which meant that there's now a monorail linking these 2 buildings. So he's able to monorail it straight over to the central building, which is pretty nice. What else happened? We had the evil Kodiak trying to take out one of my Phoboses, but I managed to use a white nanomachine special card to give them a saving throw, which I passed, so that was very nice. Chris's Seraphim and my Athena were ready this turn, although his Archangel Interceptors were not. So Chris's Seraphim did a bombing run to try and take out Phoboses again. We tried to take them down with the Phoboses, managed to get quite a few hits but no wounds. And then the Athena came. Well, I tried to get the Athena to come on behind it, but it turned out the Athena wasn't ready, so it didn't come out to play. But then after all that, the bomber only did 1 wound to one of the Phoboses, so they're still both operational. And my Enyos put some more hurt on this building over here, so that's taken 12 of its 20 structure points.
Oh, building. End of turn 3, and things are heating up in the kitchen, as it were. Over here, the Zeus fired at the Phoboses, one of which is still alive over there, and has done a wound to one of them. This infantry group activated, and this bear legged it, aiming to get over to this objective over here. I'm telling the enemy my plans, how foolish of me. My poor armoured corps here, aren't faring so well. The Zeus of Paul's army and his Odin of companion started blowing them up quite spectacularly, and a stealth missile from here did as well. The Rapiers did fire and remove 1 dropship, and the Sabre fired at the Zeus, but the Zeus has got a wonderful little save and made it. The Junos, not Junos, these little scout jobs, fired and took out my Falcon. And then the Immortals charged into this building to get into the close quarters battle. It's a rule we haven't used, so we thought, why not? It'd be a bit of a giggle. These chaps continued firing at buildings and did 6 wounds to that, and I scattered some wounds around some other of Paul's units. Otherwise, that's it at the moment. We'll wait and see how this bloody death match goes. Yes, my Archangels, actually on this turn, my Seraphim came on and blew up one of the Phoboses who isn't there anymore, and my Archangels came on, strafed over here and attacked this dropship and the... him, and he's off the board because an Archangel took him out.
My Athena's still chillaxing out in reserve.
Yeah, the Athena keeps failing to turn up whenever Paul summons it, so it's funny. There you go.
Okay, turn 4. Quite a lot of stuff happening. What did your Kodiak shoot at?
He shot at the Phobos, I think, and missed.
That's right. And then my command squad came around and had some shots at your tanks. You've got 1 Rapier left, which is the anti-air version. And their transports zooming around. The main action of the turn was the close quarters battle in here. It was quite a card fest. Chris played 2 upgrade cards for close combat, which I had counter cards for both of those, and I got an upgrade card for myself, which put me in quite a good position. I had 4 stands going in. I've got 2 and a bit coming out. But Chris had 5 stands going in, and he had, I guess that's about 2 going out. When you combine those 2 wounded ones. They failed their morale check, so they used the monorail to escape back to the other building. The Enyos then put some shots into the building, try and take it down, but to no avail. Chris's bear APC is making a break for this hill, which is worth an objective point. So my Janus scouts have moved out to try and deal with that. But you know what I'm like at shooting bears. If you saw our last video, that's going to be basically indestructible. And my Juno is making a similar break for this hill. So at the moment, there's 2 more turns to play. Chris is in control of this objective and is making a break for this one. My Valiant troops are holding this one in here. Although will those 2 condors stop me from scoring it? I have to check the rules.
No, they're not vehicles. Vehicles.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But the Rapier's still there.
Oh, the Rapier. We need to deal with that. And Juno's making a break for this hill, and the Enyos are scoring this building here. So let's see what happens.
End of turn 5, and things are looking a little bit bleak for the UCM now. The infantry that had retreated this building have charged into the carnage of close combat again because, well, they're a bit suicidal and they need to try and take the objective, and I don't hold much hope against those Immortals. The Bear, which is making a valiant break for this one, had the Athena turned up finally and dropped a cruise missile on it, which was seemed slightly harsh, but it did the job and destroyed the Bear, so I've got nothing scoring over here. The Rapier attempted to take down this dropship, and due to a hack card, actually shot at the Bear and did a wound to it, which then got wiped out by the cruise missile anyway. And that's most of the story. These guys came forward, they could see a crumb of this Rapier, and so shot at it in hull down and missed. The Junos charged him. The Januses have been destroyed by the Archangels coming on. The Seraphim didn't bother turning up today. The Archangels did and blew up those 2, but unfortunately that was to try and give that a chance to score, which is no longer there. The bombardment tanks over there shot at this building and did another couple of hull points to it. Damage points, whatever you want to call it. So all in all, there's an awful lot more PHR left than there is UCM. Not holding out a great deal of hope on this one. Very cool. It's got a good bit of fire.
Okay, so turn 6, and the battle is over. The close quarters battle in here went badly for the United Colonies of Men. I think 3 guys managed to flee the carnage back down the monorail over here, but then the Enyos just took down the towers and they all died. But Chris's Rhino, not Rhino, sorry, Bear, completely different unit, manages to claim the ruined objective there. My Juno is taking this hill, and my other Juno is taking this hill. My Immortals take the centre, and the Enyos take this one over here. So, a victory for the post-Human Republic. Hurrah! All praise the white tennis ball.
Up the Shotari!
So that's
tennis ball victory.
That's our second game of Dropzone Commander. We've got 1-1 now.
Indeed.
So I thought that having a few more points made it a lot more interesting.
Yeah, you got a lot more tactical opportunities then. Yes. My experimental army list possibly not the best.
Yeah.
I was trying without some new tactics outside, but yeah, fast movers are not as powerful as they look on paper.
No, that having to roll to see whether they're available is actually really bad.
That's not that, but it hits once, and you've got so many DP2 vehicles that the odds of it actually destroying anything on a pass are actually quite limited.
I was very disappointed. My Athena managed to hang off the board for 4 turns, kill a bear, and then get shot. Oh, sorry, I've got to mention the last turn we had a cool little bombing run, intercepting stack going on. Chris's bomber was coming down here like this towards my Zeus, and then my Athena came up behind it, chasing it down the tail. But before it could shoot, Archangels came in this way and shot my Athena down. But then the bomber managed to miss the Zeus after all that anyway. So yeah, my Athena killed a bear and then died, which wasn't exactly what I was looking for.
It dropped an entire cruise missile into the bear. It's kind of harsh.
Yep. I really like my Enyos as well. I think attacking buildings is brilliant in this game.
Yeah, that was really effective, and the close quarters combat was savage.
Yeah, close quarters combat is a lot of fun.
My Legionnaires are just no match for those boys at all, which was good, because that's what I've got Praetorians for.
Yeah.
That's what I've got Specialists for.
So you'll start bringing the Praetorians, I'll start bringing the Sirens, we'll have a big arms race and close quarters combat. And then somebody will go, right, well, we won't bother with this, we'll just destroy the whole building.
But yeah, focusing around the buildings, it does actually make quite a difference rules-wise than some of the other games, so it's quite interesting, yes.
I enjoyed it a lot. Right.
What do you think of supervising it, Mike?
Oh, well, I was kind of making army lists for other games, and Trude and I were browsing War Games' website to buy some miniatures. But yeah, it looks really interesting. We need to get some scenery done because the book towers don't look brilliant.
Yeah, we do need to get some.
But the bigger battle seemed much more interesting than the previous one. You had kind of like different aspects going on at the same time.
And this is a very small, medium battle, so they can get quite small size one than this as well.
Yeah. And this mission can also be played 4-player. Hint, hint.
Yes, it can.
Okay, well, we've got a game of 40k to play, so we'll wrap up here and see you in the next video.